If you're cutting and are constantly hungry, then you're probably eating the wrong carbs. I'm an international level powerlifting athlete and an Asian university student, and this is my carbohydrate tier list for cutting. Carbs are not the enemy, even when trying to lose fat, especially if you train hard. But not all carbs make staying in a calorie deficit equally easy. So in this video, I'm ranking common carb sources based on satiety, nutrition, and things like taste, price, and convenience. This list is based on my experiences, preferences, and what's actually helped me cut while still training hard. So with that out the way, let's get straight into it. First up, we have white rice. I'm Asian, so rice is an essential part of my diet. I've been having it ever since I was a child. It tastes amazing, is very cheap, and is so easy to make. Just throw it in a rice cooker, and within 20 minutes, you have 3 or 4 days worth of rice. It isn't the most filling though, as it does have 130 calories per 100 grams cooked weight. You can eat a lot of it and still not be that satisfied. It is an amazing carb source for training though, as it is fast digesting, giving you quick energy. I personally have it post-workout with a protein like chicken breast or lean ground beef. Delicious, practical, and great for training, but it's not the most filling. So for cutting, that keeps white rice in A tier for me. We also have brown rice here. Slower digesting due to the higher fiber content, so it is therefore a bit more filling. But I just find it really disgusting. So I think the pros and cons balance out, and brown rice also sits in A tier. Next up, we have potatoes. Potatoes are probably the most go-to carb source for cutting. Boiled potatoes are one of the most filling foods per calorie because they absorb water and become very voluminous. With potatoes having 77 calories per 100 grams, you can eat a lot of them and still be full even when on a cut. They are also super cheap, and in my opinion, they also taste great. So potatoes are an easy S tier. If you're looking to cut down some weight or fat, then potatoes are arguably the best carb source for that. Try including them in your diet if you struggle with hunger. Here we have the close cousin of the potato, the sweet potato. Sweet potatoes basically have the same satiety properties as potatoes, but provide a slightly different micronutrient profile, having higher vitamin A and C. They have 86 calories per 100 grams and are slightly higher in fiber. They also taste really good. They can be more expensive than normal potatoes though, which has to be accounted for. But overall, I think sweet potatoes belong next to potatoes in S tier. Another amazing option for a cutting diet. Moving on, we have pastas and noodles. There are many kinds of pastas and noodles of course, so it's quite difficult to rank them as a whole. But in general, they're quite calorically dense and therefore less filling. Perhaps even less filling than rice. You can eat so much pasta and noodles without feeling full. They are very cheap and convenient though, which is a big plus. There are of course better alternatives for cutting, such as low carb or protein pasta and konjac noodles, which essentially have no calories. These are often a lot pricier than normal versions though, and konjac noodles are just disgusting. So overall, I would say pasta and noodles are C tier. They're amazing for bulking and performance, just not when hunger is your main enemy. It's just not filling enough to justify being included in a cutting diet. Next up is oatmeal. High in fiber, slower digesting, providing sustained energy. It does have 370 calories per 100 grams dry weight though, but you do eat much less of it than other sources. It can be quite filling also, especially when you make it with a lot of water, which increases the volume by a lot. It's cheap, and the instant oatmeal is very easy to make. Just a couple minutes in the microwave. The problem is though, I personally find oatmeal absolutely disgusting. Even with protein powder, fruit, and a ton of sweetener, I still struggle to get it down. If you like oats, then they can work very well on a cut. I just don't. So oats are a B tier for me. Next up is bread and bagels. These are very high calorie relative to how full they make you. Especially bagels, with each having over 200 calories. You can eat so many of them and still not be full. So even though they're cheap, easy, and delicious, they're simply just too unfilling. So bread and bagels are a D tier for cutting. Next are fruits and veggies. These aren't really a traditional carb source, but most of the calories in them are carbs, so I'll include them. Fruits and veggies are amazing and arguably are a must for cutting. They are full of water, so they really fill you up for not that many calories. My personal favorites are cantaloupe with 34 calories, blueberries with 57 calories, and broccoli with 34 calories. Not only that, they're also loaded in micronutrients, which is a big W for your overall health and longevity. Not all fruits are calorie friendly though, which can't be forgotten. Things like bananas, mangoes, and dates, for example, are quite hefty in calories. So, because vegetables and most fruits are low calorie and are very filling, they have to be S tier, an amazing option for cutting. Next is cereal. I personally find cereal very underrated. Like, of course it isn't the most filling and it does have a lot of added sugar, but as a pre-workout meal, I think that it is goated. I personally train in the morning, so I need something that doesn't weigh me down and digests fast. Cereal is ideal for this, providing a quick burst of energy. It's also cheap, easy, and delicious. By the way, Frosties are the best. But even though cereal can have its benefits in some situations, because it isn't filling and isn't the best for your overall health since it's full of added sugar, for cutting, cereal can only be a B tier at most. Moving on, we have jellies and jam. These have similar benefits to cereal, digesting fast and giving you quick energy, while also being cheap and delicious. But they are essentially just purely added sugar and are even less filling than cereal. So, although jellies and jam can have a place in an athletic bulking diet as a pre, post, or intra-workout meal, they do not have a place in a cutting diet. D tier. Next, we have liquid carbs. These are your absolute worst enemy on a cut. Boba, milkshakes, full sugar sodas, they don't fill you up at all and are essentially empty calories. You can easily drink the sugar-free versions instead for most of these. As a rule of thumb, while you're on a cut, avoid eating calories that you cannot chew. Liquid carbs have absolutely no place in a cutting diet. F tier. And finally, we have everyone's favorite, processed sugary items like donuts, cookies, and ice cream. These are arguably just as bad as liquid calories for a cut. The issue is that these items are often accompanied with a lot of fat, bumping up the calories by a lot. They are also very easy to overeat due to how calorically dense and delicious they are, especially cheesecake, my absolute kryptonite. So, even though these sugary treats taste amazing and can be enjoyed once in a while, they should never be a staple in a cutting diet. F tier. So, that is my carbohydrate tier list for cutting. This list isn't objective. It's based on my experiences as an athlete and what's actually helped me stay full and sustainably cut body fat and stay lean while also training hard for my powerlifting goals. So yeah, that was it for the video. I hope you enjoyed and got some value from it, and let me know in the comments what you agree or disagree with, and I'll see you in the next video.